So if you've never seen 2016's Better Watch Out, please pause this video, watch it, come back, because seriously, it's amazing. Before we begin, please consider giving this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more great content. Now, back to the video. Okay, so I'm gonna get into some spoilers, but coming out like a boss in only his second feature, Chris Peckover made quite literally one of the best Christmas horror movies in the last 10 years, which ever so slightly nudges out Krampus, which was made on a much bigger budget. And it was cool because I actually got to interview Peckover a while back, and I did get to pick his brain about this modern classic. The way it's shot, the misdirections, pacing, characters, it just works on so many different levels. But at the end of the day, it is a pitch black horror comedy. And I'm glad to see that over the years, it has been gaining a really nice, loyal cult following. But as much as I could easily make a lengthy review on this and why it deserves way more attention, I want to talk about how both director Peckover and actor Levi Miller created one of the most chilling on-screen psychos, Luke. The plot sees Ashley arriving at the Lerner household to babysit young Luke while his parents attend a holiday party. Initially, the evening seems typical, with Luke trying to impress Ashley with his maturity. However, the atmosphere soon shifts when strange occurrences suggest an intruder might be in the house. As the tension builds, Ashley and Luke believe they are under attack. They attempt to secure the house and call for help, but their efforts are thwarted at every turn. This situation escalates when Ashley discovers that the intruder scenario was orchestrated by Luke and his friend Garrett as a ploy to get closer to her. What begins as a childish prank spirals into something far more sinister. Luke's infatuation with Ashley turns into a dangerous obsession. As the night progresses, Luke's behavior becomes increasingly more disturbing, revealing his true manipulative nature. Very early on, the writers do a lot of heavy lifting, story-wise. We, of course, don't know these characters at all, and so Peckover and co-writer Zach Kahn must use subtle and important clues to really get into Luke and his inner workings. Right away, we get that despite his hard shell, Luke's a mama's boy, which isn't that shocking since his character is supposed to be 12. Yet there are clues that this goes a little bit deeper. For example, it's established that Luke has this white noise machine with this creepy fetus sound, which is so heavily symbolic that Freud would have an absolute field day with it. Moreover, it's established that Luke's mom, Deirdre, played amazingly by the stunning Virginia Madison, is very domineering. Yeah, she isn't a monster by any stretch, but it's perfectly clear she rules the roost and is fine with controlling both Luke and her husband. Peckover is smart in not overplaying his hand in this regard, because all of this doesn't need to be spoon-fed to the audience. And come on, in a post-Red One landscape, it's nice and even refreshing when viewers are allowed to kind of read between the lines. This is all a really nice springboard into the mind of Luke, but later on in the movie, we see that he is terrified of his mother. Some of the dark humor comes from the fact that despite Luke kidnapping and assaulting people, he's far more terrified that his mother is gonna find, for example, a mess on the new carpet or the odor of marijuana in the house. Yet, he doesn't loathe her. In fact, he expresses later on he misses this sort of closeness they used to have. Again, it's subtle, and I think a lesser director may have tried to make this way more overt and creepier, but it strikes a nice middle ground while also managing to keep the tone very consistent. While the entire cast is excellent, the movie hinges on Levi's performance. Make it too over the top and it gets hammy and cheesy, but if you go too subtle, and that could also come off very bland and boring, but thankfully Levi really sells the hell out of his role as Luke. To fully demonstrate this, I want to take a look at Macaulay Culkin from The Good Son. This is another movie where the central lead is meant to be a budding psycho. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoy The Good Son, and I think its leads are equally great in the performances. However, Macaulay playing Henry is basically a creepy adult in a child's body set on Psycho factory setting. Sure, Henry puts on the child mask for grown-ups, but he's just, at the end of the day, an asshole bully for the rest of the movie. Miller's Luke, on the other hand, is just as wicked as Henry, but we do see the kid side of him as well. For example, like any person his age, he's obsessed with sex, worries about getting in trouble with his parents, and at times squeals with excitement. We even get to see him embarrassed at times, which is very painfully relatable. And while he does remain cool and calm for most of the movie, when he is angry, I think it is all the more impactful. So here's a clip with the director talking about Levi and his performance.
Like, Levi, listen, Levi brought a lot to the table.
Right.
He really brought a lot of, like, and it's fun. Like when you're directing actors, hopefully you're doing a good job by saying, we're not going to all go with my directing style. I'm going to kind of change my style depending on your needs. Mm-hmm. And so I kept asking him, like, what's your process? What's your process? And he reminded me so much of what Heath Ledger used to say. He was like, I just keep reading the script over and over and over again until the character clicks for me. Mm-hmm. He's not like, there's like the Matt Damon school of thinking, which is like you break it apart and you analyze each scene and you find the subtext and so on. He's more just feeling it, kind of Heath Ledger does, or did. And it was just so much fun to direct him.
So to wrap this video up in a nice Christmas bow, Better Watch Out is a modern classic, and though it has a cult following, it needs to be talked about way more. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please consider giving this video a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I try to upload new videos daily, and I want to hear from y'all. Are you a fan of this movie? What is your favorite Christmas horror movie of all time? Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.